Papers, Please is a game set in the 1980s in the country of Ostotska, where there is indeed great glory. You play as an inspector at the border checkpoint and make sure people are not sneaking anything illegal into your great country. Okay, those are bombs. Detained. This is mainly due to the 6-year-long war with one of Ostotska's neighboring countries, Kolechia. Even with it ending recently, all countries nearby still aren't happy with each other, especially Ostotska and Kolechia. This is why you have to make sure no one gets in with some weapons or... Now, these events can happen regardless if you let someone in with weapons or not, but there will be some. When you first start out, all you will have to deal with is only letting Ostotskan citizens in. Then, foreigners will need entry permits, and over the 31 days you have, many different things will be added or changed in the rulebook. The main challenge comes from earning enough money to provide for your family. If you don't play well enough, most of the time it will end up with them perishing. The ways you earn money is by doing your job and also accepting bribes. Then there are achievements. Achievements in this game consist of tokens from each region on the map for helping out someone from a certain area. Then there are story-related achievements, so I won't talk about them at this moment. In order for me to fully appreciate a game like this, I thought a good idea would be to unlock all of the achievements, which it was. I enjoyed myself. It's a real brain thinker. And now, this is my first day as an inspector. As I mentioned before, the first day is comprised of only letting Ostotskan citizens into the country. This game does a great job in skill progression, letting the player get used to the controls at first and slowly adding more things to deal with, like the next day where foreigners are allowed in, except I need to make sure there are no incorrect information, like this loser who has his passport expired. And this person snuck past me with a fake photo. How did I not notice it? Well, this is a good time to bring up citations. Citations are given every time you choose the wrong option, as in letting someone in with a fake photo. You can't do that. You can receive up to 2 warnings, and after that you will get penalties via no more credits, other than getting that lady's face wrong and getting an ad for a certain place. The day went smoothly, and maybe an attack on the border, but it's not that bad or anything. The next day, foreigners need entry tickets that are up to date. Everything is going smooth. Another ad. Oh, and here's a familiar face that will continue to show up. Georgi Kostava. At the moment, he doesn't have his passport, but he'll be back. Day 4 has changed a lot more now, having entry permits that need to match the passport and what a person says. Then, Ostotskans need ID cards. Georgi came back, sadly, with a fake passport, but it was very hard to tell. I did get 2 citations today, but no penalties. Day 5 gives me the ability to detain people. It's a nice power trip. Today is where one of the achievements can be earned. At some point, someone without a passport will beg you to let her in because if she returns to her home, she will be killed. I was a little shocked when I heard this, and I wanted to help her out, so no citations, it wasn't gonna hurt me, so I let her in. She greatly thanked me and handed me my first token. Day 6 adds work passes for immigrant workers, just to make sure that they stay for the right amount of time. One of the first people to come in hands me a note saying to not trust a man named Danny Ludham, as he is forcing her and her sister to work. So, after sadly denying Georgie again, I met Danny and used the note as evidence to detain him. Then, I let a Kolechyan in, and Day 7 allows me to search people that are suspicious, meaning Kolechians, due to the attack the day before. Most have contraband, meaning a detain for them. Man, the war's got people acting a little crazy. Day 8 Kolechians don't need to be searched anymore, and a new type of document. Then, someone caught my eye. They are a messenger of the Organization of Izek, also known as the Order. They say that the government of Ostotska are corrupt and need help. I decide to help out. Job's a little boring. They tell me someone by the name of Corman Drex has to enter, so I look out for them. And later the same day, they arrive. I checked to see if they were good anyway. They are. I let them in. Georgie also came and the documents were still wrong. Day 9, one of the border patrols says, "More detain, more money I give. Me say okay." Later, a guy says he is being followed by an imposter saying they are from the Ministry of Information and I have to give them a fake document. The documents seem interesting. I see this imposter and give them the fake documents. They thank me, give me some cash too. This doesn't affect any gameplay, it's just the newspaper article. At least the order came back and gave me a new way to find both of their spies. Day 10 was a good day, cause I was rewarded a plaque for being a good border inspector. Just kidding, it was actually just to motivate me. I was doing horribly. However, I'm working for the order now, so am I really doing horribly? I don't know. The order gives me a second piece so I can actually figure out the names of the people I need to let in. Stefani Guerre and Mikhail Saratov. Day 11 is when I get to meet Mikhail. And, great news, Georgie actually has everything in order. I gladly let him in, and in return, he gives me my second token. On a sad note, I did get my first penalty for the day. However, the order gave me a gift of 1,000 credits. Whoa! I gladly accept this money and go on to the next day. I don't even have to worry about performing properly. I have enough money to take care of me and my family now.
I'm SpongeBob.
Day 12, an inspector from the Ministry of Information greets me, no imposter this time, and tells me to let him know about anything about the order, not knowing, right under my desk, I had huge evidence. Later, a man looking for engineers hands me 4 cards, each with his number on. 4 dates for me, I guess. He says that each engineer that calls him, he'll give me 5 credits. I don't need that poor man's money. Same day, I see my first engineer, and I hand him the card anyways. Before day 13 starts, I'm given the option to move into a Class 7 house. Hell yes I will. Me and my family deserve it. We've worked hard to get this. On day 13, foreigners now need to bring identity supplements due to the attack the day before, just to make sure they aren't a little too big compared to what's written down. Then, a guy hands me the nation's team banner for winning in the 1980s. I slap it on my wall. Then, my second engineer comes in. Also, someone's description was overweight. Did she tell them to put that down, or did they do that against her will? Either way, it's a bit rude. However, when I returned home, I found out my neighbor snitched on my wealth and all my savings were taken. So I reluctantly went back to Class 8. I couldn't even afford food and heat anymore. It's not fair. Today's day 14 and now I'm broke. And now I have to look for criminals. First person is, so sucks to suck. Here comes the third engineer, and I actually need the money now, so I gladly hand over this dude's number. I accidentally let in a criminal too, and someone hands 2 passports on accident. It seems to be nobody's day today. Finally, the second spy, Stephanie, arrives, and I let her in. She does seem to be missing some documents, same with Mikhail earlier, so doesn't seem like the order's really in order here, is it? Day 15, and oh crap, there's a bomb on my desk! One of the guards comes in and is surprisingly calm and tells me how to defuse it. He said it was a piece of junk and seeing it was very simple for me to deactivate, I agree. He says he'll split the price of the pawned off parts, so I hand it over and get back to work. An order messenger asks for the coded documents back and tells me both agents were operating. Who could have guessed except the guy who let him in? Day 16, and I'm given a key for a tranquilizer just to help on any attacks. The engineer guy comes back and he hands me some credits and a token for the help. Third token down. Later in the day there is an attempt for an attack, but I played Black Ops 2 before, so I don't even need the other 2 darts. There is, however, a second lock it looks like, for an actual gun. Why can't I have that? I want to kill somebody. Day 17, a new guard introduces himself, and the order hands me another way to know who one of their spies are. In order to figure this out, you have to line up the dots on the passport with the card, and the filled in letters have to spell Izek. Soon, Iskali Mari strolls up, and the letters spell Izek. I make sure to let her in, even with a missing ID card for a local. Day 18 requires me to give reasons for denial. That wasn't really a problem because I like to detain anyone I see for the money anyways. Nothing much happens next. There is a small little attack, and I miss every single shot. At least I get a bonus for attempting it. When I arrive home, I'm reminded my son's birthday is tomorrow, and even with our low amount of money, I give him the crayon set he wants. Day 19. Can't let anyone from him pour in. That's about it. Georgie does come back though, but he is a little more on the heavy side than what it states on his identity supplement. He says he was forced to eat, but I have to search him and he's sneaking drugs in. Georgie, I thought you were better than this. I detain him. At least he does understand. After that predicament, I'm a little bummed, you know, as most people would be, but on day 20, I feel so much better because my son hands me this sick drawing. I mean, look at it. I can't even touch it because it's so fire. I get another review from my boss, and I'm doing fine. He also wants me to let one of his babes in and to not give her any trouble. Hey, can't blame him. Soon, the order wants me to kill a man. I want to kill somebody. Okay, cool, sure. I just have to pay attention for a man named Khalad Isna. Of course, he arrives, and I put the death powder down on his passport, hand it back. He dies, then a guard checks on him. However, he dies too. Cool, 2 birds, 1 powder. Didn't expect to become a killer today. Day 21, grant of asylums are now here. Later, a guy from Republic doesn't have his documents but needs to get in. To prove he'll come back, he hands me one of his family treasures, a full digital watch. It's pretty nice. I let him go by. A motorcycle pulls up. Guess what happened next? At the end of the day, I found out my sister was arrested, and now I have to adopt my niece. Well, I don't have to. Honestly, it cost me more money, but hey, I'm not trying to be rude here. She needs help. Day 22. The guy who gave me the banner before comes back and needs it. In return, I get some cold, hard cash. Of course I hand it back. I love money. That was horrible. Oh, hey Georgie. Is that more drugs? Sorry, buddy. Gotta let you go. Day 23, and as I'm walking in, I see someone standing in line that is red. A bit strange. Oh, I see why he's red now. The order wants me to kill him. Oh, the silver key! I can kill a man now! The watch guy returns and I hand it back. Got a token and some money. Nice. Eventually, my time to take down Mr. Red came when someone jumped the wall. I put the key in the lock. Three people fell. Sadly, I got arrested. Luckily, the story achievement was giving, so not all doom and gloom. I only have 5 achievements though, so I need to get back to work. I have to replay the day though, but other than not killing Mr. Red, it's about the same. Day 26. After not making the man in red become soaked in more red, the order says their plans will change due to this. I also have to take certain Ostolskin passports. A bit worrying seeing as I live there. There seems to be a familiar face on the wanted board, and he just so happens to arrive. Sorry, Georgie. Day 25. No United Federation. However, if you hand me one of these, you are hot like fire, object of desire, wrap my heart in wire, approve my visa. I will always let you in, but if you want the note back, I will detain you. I want to keep it. A couple of people later, I see a guy, a little fella. He seems a bit down in the dumps, so I hand him the note. We are meeting each other next week. I also got a token too. Another thing happens. My boss's girl. She did threaten me by saying he wasn't gonna be happy if I detained her, cause her documents don't seem right. I let her in. This job stinks. Day 26. Polio strikes back, and motorcycle returns. Nothing much to it. Day 27. Updated entry permits. The order wants me to snatch a diplomat's documents. Guess what I did? Then I handed it to the order's minions. Day 28. Now I gotta take all Ostolskin passports. Yeesh. Day 29. I am warned that my inspection takes place in 3 days. I haven't been helping the order or anything. Georgie is back, and I tell him that all of our passports have been taken and Ostotska is turning into a wreck. He hands me his passport and gives me an area where I can get forged documents. This will be important later. I hand the note back to him so I don't get in trouble and let him go. Little time passes. A father tells me he wants revenge for his daughter. She was taken by Simon Wenz. He wants me to let him through, but take his passport. Then, hand it to him when he returns. I'm not allowed to say anything, but I accept it in my head. Day 30. Because another 10 days pass, my boss comes back, and he thanks me for letting his babe in. And dips. I see Simon Wenz, and I let him run free. Papa shows up, and he takes the passport, hands over a token. Day 31. Final day and final visit from Georgie, and he gives me 40 credits. Very nice man. As the day comes to the end, I see people pull up, and seeing the order place explosives at the wall. The wall turns to debris. Everyone runs in, and I gain the achievement for helping out the order. That is the end of Papers, Please. However, that's only one of the many endings, and I still need some story-based achievements. But really quickly, before I go over the rest of them, there is one more token I have to get, the import token. In order to get this token, on day 4, a lady talks about how she hasn't seen her son in a while, and doesn't have the right documents. Now, all you have to do is just let her in, and you get the token. Now, there are 4 more achievements left for me to unlock. The easiest is on day 12, when the Ministry of Information greets you. He tells you if you have any evidence to let him know. Just hand the documents over. It's that easy. Free jail time. For the remaining 3, I had to start over again on day 8 to not help out the order at all. All that had to be done was just to follow directions. While I was doing this, I thought I could do 2 in 1 and upgrade my apartment to class 5. It wasn't too difficult. Once I beat the game again, I got the achievement Glory to Ostotska for working dutifully. Finally, there is one more achievement, and I found this one to be the most obscure for me, only for the reason I didn't think. In order to get this one, you have to escape the country with your family, not by yourself. I needed 5 extra Abristan passports for each family member, and 25 credits for each person, including myself. On the save file I helped out the order, I had a lot of money, so I just started off there. I will say I played a bit sloppy, but I got the passports by taking them from citizens and getting some citations. Now, I had all the passports, then the option to escape with my family was unlocked. That is the final achievement, Snowier Pastures. For how much this game is, I would definitely say it's worth it. I got the game a few years ago, but didn't really play it. Looking through my Steam library recently, I thought it would be nice to fully experience it and turn it into a video. Now, this isn't fully experiencing it by any means. There are 20 different endings in total, and many different interactions with people. I didn't show many of the normal things while unlocking the rest of the achievements, because the video would be too long, and the gameplay does start to get a little repetitive. But that's not bad in Papers, Please's case. It makes sense to the story. I would say, if you have time to sink 10 hours and $10 into a game, I would say to get Papers, Please and unlock all the achievements. It's a fantastic game. Follow me on Twitch, link in the description.